Live. All right, so welcome. Episode 17 Behind the Toolbelt with TC Backer Construction. Good evening. It is good to see everybody. If you could please share this out and invite some friends. There's going to be some really challenging storms that are coming our way. And bear with me, I just got to put the Instagram up. But we got some challenging storms coming our way. And so you have a lot of friends. I know how busy you guys have been, and you guys respond really efficiently. The best way for people to get a hold of you is anyway, the website, 321 Gutter Done, or they can call the office, 717-650-2197. All the information's right there on the billboard. Grab a picture of the billboard, give you something to do during this quarantine, which we're getting ready to come out of. But they're doing everything by the book, COVID-19 safe business. So, you know, that's standard operating procedures for them as it adjusts and changes. So, but they do everything, they can do it without touching, right? It's everything. They can go and get pictures. They have the technology, and they're going to talk about that. And they also have, at the end of the day, the shingles to put on the roof. Because there's a lot of leaks, and the wind has a funny way of exposing leaks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And I know you guys have been busy, and you guys, they work in Maryland and Pennsylvania, and they can tell you if there's anywhere else, but in Pennsylvania and Maryland, central Pennsylvania, all over, but Pennsylvania and Maryland is where they're working, northern Maryland and Pennsylvania. They'll tell you if there's any other places they're working. It's good to see everybody. Man, I've been excited for the show. It's great to see everybody here. I'm going to start sharing this and inviting, so give me a second. But I just wanted to say hi and really thank everybody. You know, we see a lot of people helping support businesses out there, whether they're cash apping them or even setting up GoFundMe accounts, some businesses. But what TC Backer and Horizon Lawns, that's not what they're asking for, but what they're asking is if you could please give them a share. That'd be a solid thing to do to support small business, is to share this feed. Because there's somebody out there that, has a situation with their roof, right? Even if it's their shed, like, let's face it, the shed's storing a lot of stuff in there. It's might be storing memorabilia for the kids, equipment that you paid a lot of money for. So they'll go out for a shed or a house. If you have a leaky roof, they're going to be out there. If you have gutters that are leaking, it's important. You're going to have your gutters are going to be really tested tomorrow, and stay safe for this storm. It looks like it's going to be, I don't know if it's coming tonight or if it's going to be all tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be pretty big time. Guys, good to see you.
Yeah, man, good to see you.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. How are you doing, Shane?
Shane, what's up?
It's good to see you guys, man. Excited. Episode 17, not counting the home shows. I see you guys have been sharing those home memories, man. They bring back some good memories. Yep. I'm glad I got that cheesesteak in Harrisburg, even though it broke down about 3 times, but at least I got one cheesesteak. Eating the fries, the race car, hanging out with the whole crew. Like, it seems like so long ago that we were doing that. I'm glad you guys did all that video documentation of that experience, man. And it just goes to show you the quality of the company and culture that TC Backer and Horizon Lawn LLC. Thank you for taking care of the yard today. They'll do 1 yard or 100 yards. They'll do it one time, or they'll do it for the season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we going to talk about
today?
Go ahead.
We did a couple people who just needed us.
1 yard or 100 yards. They'll do it one time, or they'll do it for the season, right?
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. Absolutely.
So what are we going to talk about today?
We did.
Somebody has feedback. If somebody could turn one of their devices down. They'll do it one time, or they'll do it for the season, right?
I think we got some technical difficulties going on right now.
Yeah, that's coming from one of your guys' phones. Thank you.
Anyhow, we had a couple people call us who just needed their yards done once because they couldn't get the lawnmower started and it just got out of control on them. So we got them caught up. We've done it bi-weekly for a couple people, or we can set up a weekly route for them.
So you'll come out and give them a free estimate?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what areas are you guys taking care of? Taking care of with the Horizon Lawns, taking care of everyone's yards. And you do commercial businesses and residential businesses, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're doing, York and Dover, Spring Grove, Dillsburg, Mechanicsburg, Camp Hill, Harrisburg, Red Lion, the whole area, pretty much, Dauphin County, Adams County, Franklin, or not, we're not over in Franklin County, but, I'm sorry, York County, we're hitting, the 4 or 5 local counties.
So guys, can we talk about roofs and gutters? Because it seems like that's been pretty hot lately, with repairs. Is that correct or no?
Yeah. There's been a lot of out there, man. Lots of storm damage. I know I'm seeing it on my end. Ty, you're seeing it on your end pretty heavy. We're getting a lot of the tear-offs and small repairs and stuff from blown off shingles. One of the disadvantages of roofing through the seasons that going strong through the seasons like we do, sometimes that leaves us a little more susceptible to have blow-offs. So we definitely get busy this time of year in the new construction side for sure. Servicing all the houses that we put roofs on over the winter that maybe didn't get the chance to seal yet or what have you. And it's Ty, you've been running around like crazy checking jobs at roofs. So congratulations to Lauren. She got her first roof sale yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Our sales girl. So that's cool. There's positive stuff going on, man.
Yeah, there's been some positive stuff. Like Chris was saying, the downside of doing new construction over the winter months is anytime you get, windstorm before the shingles can seal, we end up chasing our tails trying to patch things back in, but that's just the nature of the beast of installing shingles 12 months out of the year. With the remodeling aspect of things right now, there's been a lot of storm damage. There actually has been some recent hailstorms that we've experienced, and between that and trees falling on houses and the wind damage, the phone's been ringing. I mean, pretty good. I mean, considerably actually. And honestly, I don't know if that's just because it's because of the storm, or if it's just with the marketing that we've done and it's that time of season because I'm getting, it's probably 50-50. 50% of it's probably storm damage, and then the other half of it is, a gentleman like today, I talked to him today, he's just due for another roof. But it has definitely helped with the storms. By all means, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody and have damage done to their property, but in the same token, that is kind of what we do for a living is, when there's a storm, we go out and we go out and assess it. We give them a price, and a lot of times the insurance companies pay for the damage. We've even had a couple, today we just finished their roof. They had a significant amount of storm damage where it couldn't wait till after the 1st. So we went out there. The insurance company only gave them half of the money due to depreciation of the age of their roof. So what we ended up doing is we financed the other half of it for them. So there are options, if the insurance company doesn't want to cover everything that's damaged, we do offer financing. They chose the 12 month same as cash, and it was pretty a smooth transaction. I went out there, I looked at their storm damage the day before Easter. That was a Saturday. I went out there, looked at it. They called their insurance company. Within days, the insurance company came back. I gave them a call to ask them, a few questions about the amount that they were willing to pay. And their reasoning was legit. I didn't want to push too hard considering the circumstances. I went back to the homeowner, let them know what I found out from the insurance company, and told them, basically, hey, we offer financing, and her eyes just lit up. She was like, really? And I was like, yeah, we do a 12 month same as cash. She was like, oh, that would be so great. One of them's working and the other one's at home not working, so their income has been split in half. So, we do have options to help people out. We accept credit cards, the financing, and if it's storm damage, a lot of times the insurance companies will cover it.
Yeah. And I know we just had one recently that you went out and looked at. And there's a very, very good chance that this couple is going to end up getting a lifetime roof, a lifetime warranted roof, labor and materials, unlimited wind rating for the cost of their deductible. What's most people's deductible? $500.
Between 5 and 1,000.
Yeah, 5 and 1,000. Worst case scenario on the 1,000 end. That's a deal, man.
Yeah.
You're adding a lot of value. You're adding exponential amount of value to your house. Just right away, right off the bat, putting something like that. That's one of the bigger investments that you get return on. When you're doing improvements to your house. So that's awesome, man. Like if you're in this area, there's a very good chance that you are in that same boat. You may not even know it. A lot of times you can have hail damage on your roof, and you really can't tell from the ground a lot of times. Like you got to get up there, you got to know what you're looking for. So even if you don't know, just call. We can always go out there and check it out. And worst case scenario, we're going to tell you that your roof's great. You know what I mean? It's that's always reassuring too. So if you don't need a roof, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's definitely not wasting our time. So.
No, most definitely not. Some of these I went out, they had a couple loose shingles, but they didn't need the whole roof repaired. So I gave them an estimate right on the spot, like, look, your roof's in good shape. I don't know what your deductible is, if it's between $500 and $1,000, but the repair is going to cost $350. So if it's under their deductible, there's no sense in them calling their insurance company. So that happened a few times. I had a gentleman's piece of gutter came off his house, and this seems like this is the craziest thing. This is like the third or fourth job I went and looked at where the gutters blew off their house. Okay, so this gentleman, his piece of gutter came down, it smashed through his glass storm door, okay, and then blew over top of his house and tore the screen on his sliding glass door. The front main house piece of gutter came down, smashed the storm door, must have blew over top of the house and tore his
back door too.
His sliding glass door screen. Yeah. So I went out there and he was explaining to me, like, we went out front. I saw a storm door. There was glass everywhere. And he actually had the piece of gutter tied with a piece of string to his railing so it would stop blowing around. And then he walked me around to the back of the house and he said that, look what it did. It tore the sliding glass door screen. I was like, wow, that it's amazing on how hard that wind was blowing. And he didn't know that we did doors as well. And I was like, oh, we can handle that, and we can handle, your screen on your sliding glass door. And when we were there, he was like, my skylight's leaking. He asked me what I recommended for a skylight. I said, take it out. Yeah, he was like, no, can you please take it out? He's like, I am so tired of that thing leaking. And I guess the insurance company's going to pay for that as well.
Nice.
So we got, we're going to fix his storm door. We're going to get him all new gutters, and we're going to put a screen on his sliding glass door. So, you never know what you're going to come into, when you're talking to these people, and they don't know what we're capable of doing. And again, I don't ever want to see anything bad happen to anybody. But again, this is what we do for a living. And, thank goodness we've been blessed with, the storms that we had. We had one on the 7th, the 9th, the 13th. So it was like a 1-2 punch. It was like before we could even recover, there was another one, and then there was another one.
Right.
So it.
Bro, like,
yeah.
We get to points, with all this stuff that's going on, we are firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, man.
We're not really slowed, but
no.
We're used to having a certain amount of work, you know what I mean? And they shut Pennsylvania down. All of our new construction came to a halt. We
yes.
not doing any new construction. Even today, we're not doing any new construction in PA.
Exactly.
So that stuff, that came in at a perfect time.
Yeah.
Us to be on that still has work available for some of our guys. And, like you said, it's just a blessing that it happened the way it did and when it did. And there's a very good chance that, like I said earlier, guys, if you're watching right now and you're not sure, if your roof's kind of old or whatever, just give us a call and we'll check it out. If you live in this area, there's a good chance that you could qualify for something that it's little to no cost to you. So if you're watching, please share the page, like the page, share it, turn notifications on so you guys get notified when we go live. It helps us out a lot. It helps the algorithms on Facebook. Helps us greatly. It only takes a second. But yeah, man. So firing all cylinders here in Maryland, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully on Friday everything's gonna not go back to normal, but we're gonna open up slowly on new construction in Pennsylvania, which that's exciting. I know some of the builders are starting to send out guidelines and stuff, and we're going to be able to get our head wrapped around. From what I'm noticing and what I've been reading, from at least from Ryan when they sent us an email today, it seems to be the same protocol that we're already following.
Right.
That we implemented back when it all started. The limiting the amount of guys per truck. The one thing that Ryan's doing, I don't know if you saw, they installed hygiene stations at every job site. So every one of our communities that our guys go to, they're going to have a spot, a clean spot that they're going to be able to wash their hands whenever they want, which I know it doesn't really sound like, something too out of control for most people, but that's not something you normally see on a construction site. You don't normally see hand washing at a construction.
No, I saw one. I was up at Stray Winds last week, and they already had them set up. Maybe it might even have been 2 weeks ago. They had already had a sanitation station set up. Yeah.
So can we talk about the pictures?
Pretty impressive.
Can we hit on these pictures?
What's that, Shane?
Can we do some shout outs, and then after that, can we talk about the pictures I'm going to go through? And I'll sit on them for like a minute, but can we do shout outs? Can you guys do some shout outs?
Chuck in the Truck, Brad Wilson, Rigo, Rachel, Victor Yuri with Victory Security, Courtney, Mackenzie, Jenny. Thank you everyone for tuning in, taking time out of your night, hanging out with us. Hit the share button, like the page, turn your bell on so you get notified when we go live. Support local business now more than ever. This isn't just we're not just gonna flip the light switch and everything's gonna go back to normal. That's not how this is gonna happen, and the transition's gonna go a lot smoother and a lot better for everyone if we all support each other and we all support local business. Keep the economy running locally. Support downtown New York's restaurants. Order takeout. Go support those guys. Support your local construction companies. Your local food stores. We gotta keep the economy going if this thing's going to recover. Because like I said, the governor's not just going to turn everything back on and it's just going to be back to normal. Unfortunately, we've been off for too long for that to happen.
Yeah. No, and I agree. That things are going to be a bit different, and I can't stand the new normal phrase. But things are definitely going to be a little bit different for a little while at least. I think we'll adapt and we'll get used to it, even if it stays this way. I know there's going to be some permanent scarage, I guess, for lack of better terms, where social distancing may just become the thing, at least for a while. I don't even want to say several years, but yeah, to touch on what you were saying, Chris, to support local, local butcher shops, your local mom and pop hardware stores, Ace Hardware, anything local. Your local.
The butcher shops, that's a big one, man.
Yeah.
I read an article, and I don't know if you've seen this the other day, but a lot of these meat producing places are having to throw stuff out. There's a lot of milk that's getting dumped. There's cattle and pigs and stuff that are getting slaughtered that are not being used. So that's a big one. Definitely, our local farmers and the agriculture and that kind of stuff, like they're taking, they're the ones that, agriculture runs this country. I mean, that's agriculture and construction probably. What runs this country. And, last thing we want to do is be dumping out food and wasting that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, support your local butcher shop.
That makes me sick, man. I watched a video of them dumping milk out, and that's why I brought up butcher shops, local butcher shops. Not that you shouldn't go to Giant, but I know Weavers, up in Wellsville and those guys like that, I'd hate to see anything happen to those guys. Plus, it's fresh meat. It's local, it's fresh, it's not being shipped in from somewhere. Less likely to be contaminated, I guess, if you're concerned about that. Just support local stuff. Your local contractor, your neighborhood contractor. I think we really need to bring things back into perspective on, trying to keep it in the country, trying to support our local people, and, supporting each other is huge. You know what I mean? There's people out there that I know that are in a rough way right now. I'm hoping things will lighten up a little bit as they start to open things up. Construction's huge. Agricultural, like you said, it is big. Fortunately, that wasn't closed down. I don't see how they could ever do that. But construction is huge. And the whole real estate thing, I found that a bit surprising on them closing that down because what are like the three things that people must have? Food, shelter, and water. What's the third one? Food, shelter. What's that?
Oxygen.
Well, but there's like the
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Shelter, man.
Yeah. So not being able to sell homes right now, I find that a bit disturbing, I guess. I've got a lot of friends
of or something, I know me and my wife had a instance where our house that we were living in sold before we found a house that we buy, so now you're forced with this, I got to rush and find something and settle on something because I got to move out of my house, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what about the people that, sold their house or were in the middle of that and, maybe they're at the house or I know there was a lot of stuff that I was seeing where, people were just uprooted in the middle of this. Everything was kind of stopped and people were kind of left hanging for a while.
Yeah. That's hopefully that'll change soon. But yeah, I'm excited that construction's opening back up on Friday. That should be a little bit less stressful. We've been fortunate this far. I mean, I would imagine at some point in time that there's going to be a dip, and we may, now I've always said that our slow periods are most people's busy periods. So, I hope it's just one of those where, we'll get a minute to be able to catch our breath.
Yeah.
I was looking into the schedule as far as the new construction thing. Brandon got it all set up. The forecast as far as roofing goes in new construction, it's out there a ways. I feel far enough for it to get caught up where we wouldn't necessarily feel a dip. So, I'm not concerned about it, but it's definitely something for me to keep an eye on.
Right.
And this has just made me feel more aggressive again. It kind of like, I don't want to say that I lost my fire, but it reminds me of the days when I was rolling solo and I was going out and I was kicking the trees and shaking the bushes and was trying to drum up business. And me and Chuck and somebody else was out in the parking lot the other night long and we started laughing because I'm going out and I'm just grabbing it all. I got a meeting in Philadelphia. I got a meeting with a company out of New Jersey. What's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having too much work at the end of this thing, and we're not going to know what to do with it. But what's crazy is I'm thinking about the fall. I'm thinking, if there's another outbreak in the fall, well, we're in 3-4 states. Well, by the time this is said and done, we're going to be in 6 or 7 states working. So as they maybe start closing them down, or maybe half of them close down and the other half doesn't close down, at least we'll be, versified in multiple states and multiple facets of the construction world, whether it be remodeling, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, anything that I feel, or hopefully the government feels, is essential for us to remain open, along with the landscaping. You know what I mean? So that's where my head has been. I'm constantly always thinking about the future. If there is another outbreak in the fall, we need to have these things in place. I'm constantly thinking, it's like, and I said it the other day, I have learned more about my business in the past 5 weeks than I have probably in the past 5 years, and not just my business, but business itself. And that's what this has done for me. You know what I mean? I've got back, I've dove back into the basics of the fundamentals, the 1, 2, 3s of running a business, okay? But then I went a little more to the extreme of like, okay, so when we do come back and we're allowed, how can we be more efficient, save cost, and spend less? You know what I mean? So that's really is what this has done. I'm used to doing a lot with nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Ted?
We would rather run that way and let our employees just, work unlimited as much as you want. The sky's the limit. Work Saturday if you want to. No issues. Right. And we've said it before. We've constructed our career around a pandemic. Like we were almost waiting for this to happen. Yeah, started, bro. I said right. You have been preparing for this, not for this in general, but you learned from the 2008 thing. What happens when you put all your eggs in one basket, and you have to be able to. If you lose here, you have to be able to go over here and pick it back up. And that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. It's because we were prepared for that, and why we're going to be okay in the fall is because what you need to do right now. You know what I mean? Like you're out doing the things that we got to do to make sure that no matter what happens, we're going to be good in one of our categories that we reside in. If new construction takes a dip, we'll be okay in remodeling or storm chasing or whatever. And you also got to think about we manufacture our own windows, so that right there can carry us through some things where maybe our new construction is not good, but maybe we're going to wholesale a lot of windows.
Yeah.
So it's there's so many different abilities, man.
Exactly, and it's funny you say that too, because most of our windows come out of Pennsylvania, and if we wouldn't have the connections that we do have, I started pulling them out of Ohio because the window manufacturers in Pennsylvania closed down, so we had the capability of pulling our windows out of Ohio.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate. We've made a lot of good relationships along the way. We haven't burned any bridges. And it's not, we've developed partnerships, with people, with whether it's products that we purchase or our customers or just, other business associates. We've surrounded ourselves around such a positive and go-getter, the perseverance and the not give up attitude type of people, that are just out there, not taking advantage of the situation, but pushing even harder when those people are pumping the brakes, or they got it the whole way, the brakes the whole way to the floor, when we're the exact opposite, man. We're smashing on the gas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're smashing on the gas. We're doubling down. We may have had, a couple people off of work for whatever reason due to, daycares closing or whatever the case might be. But, that we didn't let that stop us and only do half the amount of work that we had in front of us. We just did what we had to do. We doubled down. Colin doubled down. Derek doubled down. Denny, Chuck, Bob, you, I did. Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon, Greg.
Yeah,
We've even hired a couple people during this process.
Yes, we even hired a couple people.
Like Tyler, for instance, he has one of his kids is high risk, has severe asthma,
Right.
but like, you know, there was a conversation where, you know, he decided that, you know, it probably was for the best that he stays away from it. You know what I mean? He stays out of the public and keeps them safe, and that was something that we all agreed upon.
Right.
And you know, but like you said, you can't, just because that happens. Like we still have stuff that we have to do. We have obligations. Just because stuff's happening in Pennsylvania, we got 3 other states that we work in that it's not happening in. So we really don't have any excuses. You got to figure it out, and you got to prepare in the times that everything is going great. You need to prepare for the times when.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and as we were mentioning the people who doubled down, we forgot to mention Kim and Jocelyn in the office.
Yeah.
Because they've been my ride or die. They've been putting up with my neurotic butt, which I think I've actually been pretty calm through this whole episode, or whatever you want to call this thing that we're in. But the camaraderie and the fellowship is there. Like, the culture's still there. You know what I mean? Kim's been bringing her granddaughter to work because of the daycare situation like that. You know, we got her locked up in her office. Jocelyn's in her office. I'm in my office. And when Bob comes in, he's locked in his office. And then once in a while, we've had Perry coming in. And when Bob's not there, Perry comes in. So they've been kind of rotating on when, taking shifts, I guess.
And you had some companies in there to do some cleaning a few times too, man. David AX with Allied Maintenance did the Clorox 360 thing for us, right?
Right, and they're going to come in once a week and just start doing a general cleanup, dusting things off, sanitizing the countertops on a weekly basis, and mopping the floor with sanitational products and stuff like that. So keeping our bathroom clean, keeping the trash cans empty, those kind of things I think will really help as well, doing that once a week, just keeping things tidy.
Yeah.
And then, bi-weekly or monthly, we're going to have him come in and do his whole Clorox 360.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And that's just another example of the above and beyond stuff that you do for the company. And, it's just cool. That's not something that everyone's doing. I know we're taking a conscious effort to make sure that guys have their PPE and everything. Everyone's got handfuls of masks, and we got gloves available. We got sanitizer, all that kind of stuff. So it all goes back to what we've been saying through this whole thing. That you still have a job to do. You can still be out here doing what you got to do and being a responsible member of society. You still have to follow the rules. Whether you like them or not, it's not about you, it's about everyone else. And you just have to follow rules. And it's simple stuff. Everyone's going to get used to it, like you said. There's going to be new norms that are probably going to be adopted. But honestly, what's so terrible about something? Wash your hands. Don't touch people. The social distancing thing, that will probably ease back over time, but people are going to be freaked out for a little while, man.
Yeah.
Until someone hops on the news and gives everyone the all clear, this thing's gone. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, man.
Right.
We're legitimately probably going to look at this is going to be another calming thing that you can get. It's not ever going to fully go away. People are just going to have to be responsible, and. So some of the worst things that's come out of this whole quarantine for myself is I now get to spend a bunch of time with my kids. We're eating in a lot more. We're not eating out as much. We're cooking a lot bigger dinners during the week where normally it would be like, let's just order pizza or something, or what I mean? Like it's forcing people to put their devices down and pump their brakes and slow down and enjoy life a little bit, man, honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's definitely brought us closer together here as well, and the support that we have from each other. There are days I work a lot of hours, but Jan is totally understanding of that, and she's there for me and supports me and tells me what a good job. And I thank you for complimenting me earlier, about going over and beyond and stuff like that. That means a lot to me. That stood out to me because sometimes I think I'm just out there like asking myself the question, like, why am I doing all of this? But for you to notice it from a distance, I appreciate that. Thank you. And Shane calls me at least 3 times a day to make sure, see how I'm doing and what's going to give me the old pep talk, like we're going to do this and let's kick butt with a few other choice words mixed in the mix to get me fired up. And, that stuff helps. And when we chat, that helps. And Bob, he's doing great. I mean, Bob right now, not that Bob hasn't always been a go-to guy or go get it done kind of guy, but right now I think we're all wearing a couple different hats, and Bob's really suited up and showed up. You know what I'm saying? He's got his little quirks that piss me off sometimes, but when at the end of the day, I know if I called Bob right now and I needed something, he'd be there. He'd be the first guy there.
100%, man.
You know what I'm saying? And fortunately, every one of those people that we've talked about so far, every single one, Keith, I forgot to mention Keith. God bless him. I mean, that dude, he's at the landfill right now dumping shingles. The distributors picking stuff up and of all people, who's probably more exposed to any of this stuff would probably be him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's rolling around with his mask on. He's got a spray bottle that I had him go get all spray bottles and stuff so he can totally clean himself if he needs to. He changes his shoes before he comes to work. He puts his boots on so he doesn't take his boots home. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a routine. I hate to say it, but we're getting used to this thing. Like, I'm a champ at the gas pump right now, bro. There's no germs going to touch me when I roll up to a gas pump like it was the first 2 or 3 times that I went to a gas pump to get gas. Dude, I got it. Yeah. I got it down. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say it, but it's like I'm getting used to it and I'm starting to accept it. And it's not like this doom and gloom. Some days I feel like back when I was a kid and I knew I did something wrong and I was waiting to get caught or get in trouble for it. Like, that's how I felt the first couple weeks of this thing going on. I felt, but you know what? I didn't create this. I didn't cause this. This is the one time I can say I didn't do it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how it makes me feel. Almost feel like, there for a minute, every time I hear someone pull into to the shop, it was like, who is that? Not only because who the hell is that out there? Because no one, should be here right now. But I don't know. It was just like a little bit of insecurity and some paranoia there was kicking in a little bit. But
we were pretty quick about getting our papers out to work. So we originally got shut down. Like we read between the lines in that first weekend and seen we are kind of in the new construction. Like, we were in a couple different areas.
Yeah.
Just to be safe, you appealed it, and within the first weekend we had our papers. But even after that, it still kind of felt like we were breaking the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew we weren't breaking any rules. Right. But still, we're out there working. Everyone's freaking out that you can't leave your house, you can't do this, you can't do that, and we're like, we're working.
We were the only people on the road there for a minute. I mean, honestly, that first week, it was. I mean, it seems like there's more people on the road now than there was.
For sure.
Okay.
There's traffic.
But, dude, up until 2 weeks ago, man, there was nobody on the roads, man. It was kind of freaky. And then who you did see on the road was mostly people who became landscapers overnight. You know what I'm saying? They had a trailer and they had a Johnny homeowner tractor. They were putting it on the back of it and they were out.
It was covered in mulch, man.
Yeah, but I got mad respect for those guys.
Yeah. Listen, people got to do what they got to do to support their family. I can guarantee you, I promise you that if it comes down to feeding my family, I'm gonna break rules if it means me feeding my family. That's what it is. You know, and I'm pretty sure that 95% of the people out there would do the exact same thing. If
Right
it
on.
comes, you know, some people blessed as everyone else. Some people didn't lose any income at all through this. You know, some people have a household of those people are essential workers, and you know they weren't affected. In fact, maybe are making more money now because I know like some of the healthcare workers, food workers, they're actually getting more money working through this hazard pay. You know, but there were families out there, still are families out there that have zero income. You know, that they unemployment is not coming through for them. You know, the stimulus check hasn't come for them. You know, they haven't gotten any kind of income in 6-7 weeks now. You know, there's people out there that are literally desperate. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Mad love and respect for those guys that aren't, you know, we say this a lot, either you're a grinder or you're a whiner. You know, and you can see the grinders out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least when I'm on the road, because I've been on the road a lot lately, and you can tell who's in survival mode and not staying home bitching about everything and blaming it on everybody else and boo-hooing. And you can definitely tell the guys that are out there hustling and trying to provide for their families right now.
For sure.
Yeah, and Shane Train's over, just so everyone knows. Shane don't see no pandemic numbers. I'm willing to put myself out there, y'all. I got no problem. I'm out there every day. I'm a smart guy. I wash my hands. I'm probably staying away from people. But, yo, Shane Train, just so everyone knows, yo, over it. Shane Train's moving on, moving up. Never did stop. But I just want to let people know, right? If you want your economy to run your economy. If you want your government run, be your own government. Be out there, be a part of the people, share, be smart, don't be afraid. I mean, listen, if you retreat, you're not going to eat at the end of the day. You know, life, the clock, your death and your life, it doesn't matter if they call it a pandemic or what happens, if it was '08 or if it was the gas crisis when I was a kid or whatever you want to call it that's happening, okay? You either make things happen and you have good daily habits or you don't. My daily habits did not change. Right? So if you're a community person, you can still be a part of your community. And if you have reasons, and the way people feel is fine, right? But I'm just telling you, Shane Train, yo, up and over, man. I'm out there everywhere doing everything by the law and by the book. I'm an essential worker. But I just want to let everyone know, you can stay huddled up in your house, but you can still go out and go for a walk. You can eat healthy food. You can be around positive people. There's nothing in the news that they're going to tell you that's going to change your life. The only thing that's going to change your life is you changing your life, right? So information never did anything in history, but I'll tell you what did when people take action. Listen, no one cut a tree down by reading a book on how a saw works, okay? People cut a tree down by cutting a tree down and breaking some chains. That's how it works, folks. You got to get out there and make wood chips. I'm just telling you, you know, there's no reason for nobody to have a job. There's enough companies out there hiring. If one company's not hiring, another company just became born. So this is innovation, man. This is an algorithm change in the human globe, all right? So either get on board or lay back. Depression happens when you think about things, right? You want to fight depression? Go for a walk. Go to your mailbox. Eat a piece of fruit, drink some water, and pray to God and help somebody without expecting something in return. You do that every day, you're going to be good to go. But waiting in your house for the government to tell you, hey, it's okay to live, that's ridiculous. So anyway, I'm glad to be a part of a culture like this, which gets things done, adapts, follows the rules, and moves onward and moves upward. God bless. I love y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
So can we talk about these shingles behind us? Because I got to tell you, what people are going to be seeing tomorrow is going to be like, you know, we're not only are we having flooding happen, but we have wind that's going to be coming through, and it's a straight line. If you didn't look at the Weather Channel, it's coming right through at a pretty good clip tomorrow. So, and we already have weak shingles. So can we just talk about one thing? Because I've been reading about shingles, just because I do this show with you guys. I can't believe I am, or Googling. And it says that just a certain amount of asphalt, those little grindy things, if so many of those fall off on a shingle, that shingle's no good.
Yeah.
So, like, you got people at every Christmas that are going up there and hanging lights and hanging this beautiful stuff, but they don't understand all that stuff that goes in your gutter. When you look in your gutter and you got all those little things, that's not good. Right? Am I right or wrong?
You're 100% right.
So, like, you guys can tell when you look at a shingle just that there's a certain amount that fell off of there, right? Because you can see the underlayment. Is that correct?
Yeah, and your shingle will end up getting wore down, and you'll actually see like the fiberglass strands in it, and that's when it's not waterproof anymore. I mean, you're going to allow water penetration through the shingle. It's not going to last through much. And you can actually even damage your roof by walking on it when it's too hot. Your shingles are made out of tar, so they soften when it gets really hot out. If it's 90 degrees outside, your shingles are probably 160, 170 degrees.
Wow.
They're really hot, and when you stand on them, they're gonna indent. The granules are gonna wear off. You can almost smear them. I've seen when times where we'll be putting brand new roofs on in the middle of the summer, and the path going up and down the roof from carrying the bundles, like you'll end up having to replace shingles before you finish the roof. Because you just get those wear marks and it happens. So the same thing can happen through bad weather. That those granules come off, and that's what keeps the longevity of your roof is those granules.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys don't charge to inspect someone's roof, right?
No.
And what areas do you do roofing in? If someone was like, "Hey, I want you to come look at my house," can you take a look at it? What areas can they call you in? Maryland?
South Central today, Maryland. We do a little bit of Delaware. We do some new construction in Virginia, but honestly, just reach out to us. We'll have a conversation. We have a pretty large workforce. We got guys that we employ all over the place. We got guys out of Jersey. We got guys out of Delaware. We got guys out of Virginia, Maryland. We have people somewhere close to you. So reach out, figure it out.
So
Yeah.
Go ahead. So looking at this roof, how did this come about? Because it looks like those are architectural shingles. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Maybe the other, but and is that a metal ridge vent? Like, what are we looking at in this picture right here?
They're 3-tab shingles, which is either a 15 or a 25-year 3-tab shingle. I'm not exactly sure how old them is, but I can't really see or remember what bridge vent that is on there. But what happened was, yeah, it looks like aluminum ridge vent from here. Yeah, I can see it now. Yep, cool. So what happened was is we had that storm back on the 7th. He had a lot more damage to his roof. What actually was happening is that the shingles got stretched, and you can't see it in the photos, but there was whole sections of his roof lifting up. Like after they were glued together, there was actual whole sections, areas of coming off. So he called me on the 7th. I went out there on the 8th. There was another storm on the 9th, and we actually ended up going out there, I think. So the 13th was Monday. So I think on the 15th, we were out there actually removing his roof and put a new roof on for that gentleman. That was right off of the Country Club Road, out there.
On
out at the outdoor country club. But that was one of our first re-roofs we did since the whole pandemic started. So that was kind of a stressful situation because of, was it considered an emergency repair? Was it, the homeowner was like, look, man, I went up on my roof to try to do repairs and I almost fell off. He said, that's an emergency. I said, okay, if you're cool with it, I said, if somebody comes out and they want us to stop, you let them know that you considered this, that your health and safety was in jeopardy. And that's what he said. He was like, I almost fell off my roof, so my health and safety was in jeopardy. I guess he had a piece of fascia metal that was banging against the house, too.
Lauren, congrats.
What's that?
No, I'm sorry. Lauren hopped on. Congratulations on your first sale. No, and this is the other side of the roof to his house.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the backside right there. So what we did is he went with 100% finance. He didn't want to call his insurance company. So we did a 12-month same as cash with this gentleman. Really great guy. And you can almost see the neighbor's house in the background where the gutter fell off the face of the house, smashed his storm door. There was about a 5-foot section that was still attached. Smashed his storm door, then blew over top of the house and ripped the screen.
Wow, see the roof?
Guy,
You see the roof over there is missing shingles. Yeah, they're missing shingles. Did you knock on their door?
Go to the right one.
All right. To the right?
Yeah, the house straight back, blow it up.
Right there?
No.
This way?
Yes, that way, right there. That guy's house.
Okay, I was looking at it
I
on my
was
phone.
trying to see if you could see the gutter there. I'll send the pictures in next week. So
But it came from there, came over to his house.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a new house. So somebody in that development, you guys should knock on that door over there, though. There's missing shingles. Can you see them?
Yeah, I saw them.
Okay, so I just wanted to see.
That's actually a horrible patch job that somebody did.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, it looks like it's just different colored shingles.
Yeah.
Can I show? So what's this that we're getting ready to go into? Can we go into?
Okay, so that's after we tore shingles off. We put ice and water not just in the valley, but about 4 feet up from the bottom and covered the entire reverse gable with ice and water.
And that's what we're looking at right there.
Yeah, that's ice and water.
Okay. And then let me go to the next picture.
Yeah, go to the next picture there. So what you see there, that's called felt buster. That's a synthetic felt paper. In order for his roof to be approved for a lifetime roof, we had to use synthetic felt paper that was GAF brand, along with the roll bridge vent and the caption, with all three had to be GAF. And those are the actual HDZs right there, Shane.
Okay, so those are the HTZs, the Timberline HTZs.
Yeah, man.
And then, so does that ridge vent have to be? You can't just make it as wide as you want, right?
You see how that's cut open?
Yeah, there's a formula.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and you have software to calculate all this. Dustin, good to see you. Good to see everyone. Share and invite this. Help support small business. And real quick, on a side note, between the next picture, are you guys looking for experienced craftspeople in the roofing industry and the lawn care, hardscape, landscape, or just roofing and gutters?
Both. Anyone who's got experience with landscaping or roofing, siding, windows, or gutters, give us a call. Must have a driver's license, must have experience.
Okay. Victor, put up your link. Good to see you, Victor. Victor Security, you're awesome. So what do we got here?
That's just an upper. I wanted everyone to see how much ice and water we put on that thing.
Well, no, that's a great picture. So, so let me just pull that up a little. So that goes up from the bottom up, and that protects
That
us.
way, no snow and ice will back up in there and leak.
Okay, all right. And so you could have
Additional benefits of having ice and water shield there. When you nail through paper, when you nail your shingle down through your felt paper, traditional felt paper, that the hole that it puts in the paper is just always going to be a hole. It's, if you dump water on it, water's going to go through it. The good thing about ice and water shield is the back of the paper has like a sticky tar film on it. So when you actually put a nail through that, it seals around that nail. So it will reseal too, because when it heats up, it doesn't liquefy, but it gets soft. If it's really hot out and you handle ice and water shield, it'll leave like a black substance on your hand. That's really hard to get off. But that's good. That's a always there added layer of protection that if you get a penetration, it's gonna seal. So you get water underneath your shingles in those valleys, on that reverse gable, it's not going to travel through the nail holes. It's going to go right down and empty out underneath the shingle into the gutter.
Ty, are those your sneakers?
Yeah, that's my band.
Nice. So that's the ridge vent right there. So it goes right up to the top. And then what are those
Yeah.
lines? Are those just cut lines where it looks like there's a target and dots? What is that on that paper?
It's just kind of a grid. I don't know if you'd ever really necessarily want to go off of those lines, but it kind of gives you an idea of where to put cap nails or staple it. More so, I think if you could try to get it laid incorrectly, you could probably run your shingles off those lines, but I wouldn't recommend doing that.
So that's called Felt Buster. You got Weather Buster windows.
That's right.
That's cool.
They copied me.
And Weather Buster doors.
I'm just kidding.
So nice. But that's that high traction synthetic roofing felt that we had at the show and tried to rip, and it's you know, I don't know who could rip it the way it's woven together like a basket.
He did rip it right now.
Well, you know, we would have to have someone from GAF to witness it. They'd have to make sure there was no pre-tears. So we'd have to do it again with a GAF representative. But it looked good. I couldn't do it. So obviously you're a roofer. You just ripped that thing apart like nothing. You got some strong hands, bro.
Yeah, he does.
You can tell you've been riding the throttle for a while. But appreciate everybody. You know, TC Backer Construction is out there for people to see every week, to be educated, to look for jobs, to be a part of the community. A big shout out to Architecture for posting that nice piece. You know, they were so appreciative to getting that check. You saw how nice was that. So great job. At the end of the day, you saw the check go to the place, right? How cool was that? And
yeah, that was cool.
And that was nice of them. So big shout out to Architecture and Harvest Transitional Living. Everything that you guys did for them, amazing, man. Because now they're getting the rewards. Everything takes a while to come back around. But amazing. And everything you guys are doing to keep the economy rolling. It takes all of us to do this, guys and gals. It takes everyone to step up, dress up, and get up, right? If you do that every day, you're going to be fine. But we need your help to put life back into society. Like, seriously. We need everyone's help to be positive. Don't share negative stuff on Facebook. Like, it doesn't do anybody any good. Share positive stuff. I woke up today. Like, I thank God, and I lit that fire. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm up today. Like, you know, be grateful. The reason we love being a part of your culture is a grateful culture of people that have been through stuff, that work hard, that help their community, that give back to their community. I mean, that's what we love about you. And listen, Horizon Lawns, a big shout out to Chris Mendez, man, and the crew. Always does an amazing job. Makes our yard look like it would be their yard. And congratulations, Mackenzie. Come on. Congratulations. Yeah. Awesome. Really happy for you guys. Any birthdays? Any birthdays? Any anniversaries? You guys know I've been asking for this. You know, we'd like to know. You can post it if they forget to ask it. We would love to know it. You know, my daughter's getting ready to graduate. And so, you know, amazing. My last child is getting ready to graduate. I never graduated high school. So that's amazing to me. You know, I tell them I have 10th grade. They're already 2 years past me. But I tell them this. Look what I've done with no education. Because knowledge is not power. Execution is power. What you do today is going to be the seeds you plant for tomorrow. If you want to have a good tomorrow, if you want to harvest a transitional living, you've got to plant today and you've got to work those things. If you want green grass in your yard, work it. Start an online business. Start teaching your kids if you're home with your kids. Start learning new recipes. Start giving to your community, but get active, man. Get the firepower going again inside of your life, right? And shut down the news. You know, we're tuning in every week to hear. This is inspiration, information with TC Backer Construction. They're bringing the heat. They're bringing the roofing. They're bringing everything from the chimney to the curb. And they're doing it with integrity, with character, with pride, with love. And listen, if you're looking for a job and you got skills, they would love to talk to you. All right, you have to have a license. They're always...
Section 916-0732.
What's that?
I'm going to put my phone number in here. I just said my phone number, but I said it kind of fast.
What else you guys want to say, man? We still got time. I love it. I'm excited. Your daughter's graduating, Julie. Awesome. Congrats, man. Vic, you're awesome. I love Vic. And we hope Tina feels better.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll do a couple shout outs here. I see a couple of my friends. Lori, good to see you. Kim Smith, always a pleasure. Patrick, my nephew, good to see you. Lauren, congratulations. Matt Wall, good to see you. Liz Unger, Gio's on there. I think I saw Ronnie Orwig, Dawn, your mom's on there, Chris. Craig,
Hey, Dawn.
good to see you. Jimmy, Bob Stauffer, he's watching. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like our page. We're trying to reach 1,000 likes. We might be real close to that. Not sure. I haven't looked in a day or two, but thank you guys for all the support. My coworkers. And the support from the community. Like everyone we've spoken to, every roof that I went out and looked at, I swear, everyone was like, your reputation is so great. Your reviews are good. You guys are all over the internet. You guys are all over Facebook. We're not even going to get another price. Ask Lauren what that gentleman said to her. He was like, you guys were so professional when you guys came out here. Lauren was talking to the husband and wife. I was up on the roof measuring the roof up. Like, we tag teamed that thing, man. It was great. And then the next thing that came out of his mouth was, how soon can you start? And that's all because of what you guys have done. You know what I mean? It's not even about what I can do anymore. It's about what you guys do that make us the company that we are today. And I don't take that for granted, and I won't take that for granted. So thank you guys.
Yeah, just so that everyone knows, Ty, how far out are you scheduling for rehabs or for remodeling and that stuff?
For tear-offs?
Yeah.
If it needs done, but in realistically, right now, the ones I haven't even put on, I'm thinking we're about 3 weeks deep, maybe.
Lauren, congrats.
And that's just roofing. We're not even talking about the siding and gutters and windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Look, that's gonna happen, man. When you put a quality product on, people are gonna call you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, I know, Ty, you're into tattoos. How hard is it to get in with a good artist, man?
Right.
Good work isn't cheap, and cheap work usually isn't good, man.
That's right.
That's just it's what it is,
Yeah.
So if you have anyone out there that's looking for, maybe don't know if you want a new roof, or if you just need a consultation or anything, just give us a call. The sooner the better. We're getting into that season. It's going to start firing here in Pennsylvania. So you want to get in there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you guys back in the studio next week, man. We're hoping to see you back. We miss you. We miss you live, man. We love having you here. Listen, thanks for being so adaptable. We love you. Like, serious. Thanks for your business. We appreciate being your social media company. It means the world does. We don't take it for granted. We enjoy it. We love it with everything we got. And we appreciate you keeping us busy during this and not dumping us. That means a lot to us. Everyone has choices and conservatives, so we just want to let you all know we appreciate you. We're a small mom and pop. I'm in the basement, so we love what we do, and we love TC Becker. They're gonna be. We're gonna find all kind of stuff. Anything that they do, they're gonna be doing on our house. That's for sure. So, but soon we're gonna have a new door. That's been a long time of the waiting. Screen door, entry door. We have a lot more doors. But we're going to be getting siding eventually done. So we have a lot of nice things that are getting done. They cut our grass every week. Horizon Lawns LLC. Chris Mendez and the crew make sure it looks beautiful. So appreciate that. They always park courtesy in the neighborhood. There's people that won't. That'll just park anywhere, and we're on a tight street, and it's a very busy street on Highland Road. Ambulances, all the cars that go to the hospital come down here. And they always park in a nice spot that's courteous of the neighborhood, even if they have to walk a little further. Like, for real. Like, they'll park down or park up, where most people just ramp it right up in the yard and then leave that part of the grass, for real. And they've never done that. And I never say anything. They just do it. Like, I've never said nothing to them. That's for real. We have a nice place. Our place looks nice. And you guys make it look amazing. It was like Edward Scissorhand came and just. So yeah. So anyway, we love y'all. Thank you all. Everyone that showed up tonight, shows up on the replay, drop a 9. You are loved. You know, sometimes no one ever told you love you. We love you. Like, we are for the human race. Everyone deserves to win, man. Everyone deserves to be happy, and everyone deserves to be relevant. Like, for real. And there's a spot for you somewhere. Just keep searching. You know, everything that I remember when we first got together, I was so like, wow, what a perfect fit. Because you guys talked about you gave second chances to jobs to people, right? And that's probably why you guys turned up with transitional harvest transitional living, right? So I remember the beginning, right? And your culture, pushing the trades forward, pushing women in the trades forward, pushing education, pushing legitimate businesses and careers, not jobs. You know, no PD in a pickup anymore, right? Just real legitimate. And that's all stuff that matters, man. When you're talking about your home, you know, they do work for investors. So, you know, they have different levels, different stuff. They'll do a fix to doing a job. They're not out there to poke you. I mean, they wouldn't have the reputation. They certainly wouldn't be on social media, social commerce every week relentlessly, and it's not easy, so I appreciate it. And the consumers hope for, hey, Colin, good to see you, Colin. You do an amazing job. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, and a big shout out to your staff and the ladies at TC Backer. I can't wait to come home and have some coffee on Friday with you ladies. Ride my scooter up whenever I get that back, and ride up and have coffee back at the office. I'll be distant, you know what I mean? It's all good. So.
Yeah, we're still secretly having double shots on Friday mornings.
Nice. So you guys can, oh, I'm sorry. I have a couple more pictures before we leave. Can you talk about this?
Yeah, that was during, as we were tearing that gentleman's roof off. Now, it didn't look like that when we got there. That's us actually in the process of removing the shingles. And as you can see, we got the tarps tied to the roof there, protecting his house and his gutters. We actually, he wanted new gutters on, so, but we protected his grass, his bushes, his driveway and stuff like that. That's what we do to take a little extra precaution.
Nice. And then we never got to the finish, so we got to see these, obviously.
Yeah, there's that
wow.
camel that I'm so proud of.
Yeah, and
look how straight that valley is.
And what's that? What's that down there at the bottom?
That's a diverter.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the water doesn't overshoot the gutter.
Yeah. And I want to point something out here too that I see that I like. A lot of times when I look at roofs, and I'm sure Ty, you'll agree with me. When you look at a valley, a lot of times that cut on that valley is right dead down the angle, you know, at the lowest spot. But you know that thing's cut up. You know what I mean? It's not directly in the valley. It's up. I think it has to be up 1.5 inches.
I think it's 2 inches.
2 inches. 2 inches. Awesome low point there, and that's a beautiful cut right there, man.
Yeah. That's actually California style. They ran a stringer down it first, then started out from it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, they killed it. Let's show some of the other pictures. I got a picture of the ridge vent. There should be one straight on there. But look at the reveal of the shingle and the caps right there, Chris, the whole way straight down.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's straight as an arrow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's definitely good.
That's down on the garage roof.
Wow.
Bam. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's art right there, buddy.
It is.
Hey, Greg, good to see you.
That roof took us about 6 hours.
Wow.
From beginning to end. That was cleaning up, hauling the trailer out done.
Yeah, that was what? That was probably what, a 25, 27 square root, something like that?
Yeah, it was about 26 and 2 bundles.
Well, we got to leave that up for 1 second so people know.
26 square, that's not bad.
No. They did good, 4 guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. The boss is him.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to leave that up there for 1 second so people had the number and the website to go up there. So we're technically done. We're gonna end.
Everyone, check us out. We're gonna be special guests on a show with Eric tomorrow, actually. So everyone on here, pop in there and support that. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about. Ty, you know what's gonna be going on, I think, right?
Yeah. He wants to know how I went from contractor to business owner. Basically, what happened when PA closed down? What's the difference between Pennsylvania and Maryland right now with the new construction? So a little bit of of both sides of the spectrum, from remodeling to new construction.
Yeah, that's tomorrow at 5. So
Tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Make sure you support. I believe that'll probably be going live from CR Property Group page. I'm sure we'll pop it up on share it up on ours. So yeah, everyone tune into that. But episode 19 next week, Wednesday at 7.
Yep. Episode 19 already.
That's crazy, man.
I know.
Almost 20 weeks now. We've been done.
Yep.
Crazy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, right. Shane Train, by the time we go on tour next year, man, we're going to be professionals at this, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job. Appreciate everybody. Just you guys saw the future and pay attention that it's a virtual world, and now you're a virtual phone book and you're on here every week. You're available for people for so many things, for giving the community, inspiring the community, serving the community. And that's with jobs, and that's with good craftsmanship. At the end of the day, when you do what you do, you just do what you do. And that's that.
Yeah.
And that's why you guys get so many referrals, because you do what you do.
Yeah.
So
well, we appreciate it, man. You do a lot of grinding for us behind. You don't just stop it at the hour slot that we do our show. You put a lot of work in behind the scenes. You reach out to me a lot. You reach out to Ty a lot. Inspirational messages, like just little stuff like that, man. You do a lot for us, so we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
we are family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love you guys. All right, guys, everybody have a good night. Hunker down for the storm. Put your furniture, outside furniture, if you have any, put it away. I'm serious about this storm tomorrow. And contact them. They can contact you if they have a leak right away. If they have a leak tomorrow. So if they have a leak tomorrow, hit them up. Website, their numbers, they're everywhere. Message them on Facebook. Call them, text them, their numbers are everywhere. And then if not, I would have them come out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and have them take a look at it. It's better to know. I mean, why wait to have a drywall problem and an attic mold problem and it just keep problem, right? Like me, I've let some teeth go and then I get, oh man, all this problem, and I could have just gotten a cavity filled. You know what I mean? Like, get it taken care of, man. It's your roof. Your family lives in that. Your parents might live with you. Your kids might live with you. You might have a business there. Take care of your home, So it's important. And if you have a leak, tell your landlord to call him. Like, for real. He'll make it affordable for him. I mean, for real. If you have a leak in your rental, tell him to call your landlord. He's not going to get beat up bad. He'll help him out. And it's good for everyone to get this fixed.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we're out of here. Let me shut this and then I'll say bye to you guys. God bless you all. Love you.